Here's how to afford your dream bike while working a normal job. So let me start by saying, a lot of you seen your dream bike on social media, on YouTube, from your favorite moto vlogger. You have so many awesome guys out there. Fast Lane D, Do It With Dan, Will Kid Hill, 650E. His collection is insane. And you're like, how do these guys afford these motorcycles? I mean, what are they doing that I may not be doing? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about it. I'm no financial expert. However, I have owned over 10 motorcycles over the past 5 years of my riding career. Those 10 motorcycles have totaled just over $55,000 in transactions. And I have bought them in so many different ways, between cash, layaway, and even financing. We're going to start with financing. When it comes to financing motorcycles, these are classified under recreational vehicles. What does that mean? RVs, boats, jet skis, motorcycles, this falls in that category. Interest rates are going to be a little bit higher than it would be for a car, for example. The cars, the banks look at as a need, and therefore charge you less interest on. These bikes are just for fun. Most people are not commuting on a motorcycle, although some do. So you may finance a motorcycle at the dealership and pay anywhere from 11% all the way up to 25%, depending on your state and your state laws. You are wondering how I know this. I've been in the automotive industry for a very long time, about 4 years now. It applies the exact same to motorcycles. The only difference is, one, it's recreational, and then two, it's a smaller price point, if that makes sense. When it comes to financing, you got to be wary and careful about financing your motorcycle. A lot of these bikes you're seeing on YouTube, these high-end motorcycles, they're financed, and very few people own them outright and actually have the title in the safe or shoebox or wherever you put your title. Me, I'm one of the YouTubers who pay cash for their bike and have the title in my hand, which is really awesome. Clean title in my name. Pretty proud about that, but I'm not opposed to financing a bike. It just depends on the situation. Financing is the easiest way to get you in the door. For most states, it's required that you have at least a 620 credit score. 620 is the sweet spot that any dealership can basically get you approved on, but those terms are not going to be favorable. The higher your credit score, the way better your interest rate would be, and the more that you can borrow without even putting money down. Someone who has a 650 credit score or above can pay that bike off way faster due to paying less interest compared to somebody who has a bad credit score, a 620 credit score, and they end up paying way longer for the same terms due to them having higher interest. It gets really tricky, and I hate that nobody teaches you this in school. I learned all this outside of school. Now let's say if you want to pay cash for a motorcycle. Cash is a different beast because it requires everything up front, and a lot of people apparently don't have $5,000 lying around to buy a good quality motorcycle. Cash is an amazing thing because not only can you buy a bike cash to get started, it allows you to flip into the bike you really want. So you can really flip your way into that $20,000 dream bike and it still be paid for. All it takes is like 3 flips to get to a $20,000 motorcycle. To put it in real easy terms for you, this bike I bought for $6,100. I could easily sell it in my area for $7,000. Between $6,500 and $7,000 I could get for this motorcycle, no problem. I've always wanted a ZX-10, right? I could buy a Gen 5 2016 up until 2020 for $8,500, which is the trade-in value. On the street, I could buy a private party if I wanted to. Even though people got them listed for 11 to 12, there's somebody out there who will take $8,500. All I need to do is basically add, what's that, $1,400 on top of the money that I get for selling this bike, and I have a ZX-10 if I wanted to. So technically I'm one flip away from my ultimate dream bike. This is my dream bike, but the ZX-10 has always been the ultimate dream bike for me. That's all it takes for me to get that. Motorcycle flipping is how a lot of the dealers got into the business to begin with. They bought one bike for cheap, they flipped and flipped and flipped. They turned 1 into 2, 2 into 4, and 4 into mo. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of these dealers get started, man. Getting your dream bike with cash takes longer. Financing, you can go with basic credit, have job income for at least 1 month, 2 pay stubs, and you can have your dream bike if you want. But a lot of the time, if y'all want your dream bikes, y'all not even ready to actually have your dream bike. If that makes sense, y'all not even ready for it, man. Are you ready for the power of an S1000RR? Let me tell you something, man. There's this Facebook page called Fallen Bikers, and I've seen so many people who have passed away on S1000RRs, and it's so sad. I mean, it's so many people who are so young dying on motorcycles, man. And I'm not trying to paint anybody in a bad light whatsoever. I hate seeing it. 2026 has been the craziest year that people have been dying, and arguably probably dying on their dream bikes, man. Bikes that they've always wanted, and to see them move on like that, dying doing what they love, but it's just so sad. Your dream motorcycle could be a 1000cc, and you should be on a 400. Your temperament and everything says you need to be on a 400. If you like to go wide open throttle, you don't need to be on a 1000. I bought a CBR 1000 because I love the mid-range. This scream right here, the shit that they hear at 4 a.m. on the highway at night, that's this sound right here. This in between at 8,000 RPM. Oh, I love the scream. That mid-range is just so... Honda has this really nice power curve, man. I love Honda's power curve. It's so nice. This bike, I'm only giving it about, what's that, maybe 15% throttle. And now, I still was only giving it a quarter right there. Your dream bike could be too powerful for you, man. When it comes to affording your dream bike on a job, and how I've bought so many motorcycles while making an average salary in America, I just put this in front of everything else. That's it. Over bad habits, coffee, all that stuff. You can go without it, guys. You can go without it. And your guilty pleasure might not even be coffee. It might be something totally different. It could be weed. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol, man. We all got vices. Overall, what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is you have the money for your dream bike. Let's say if you make $40,000 a year, $4,000 at that 40K is so small as a percentage of what these bikes represent. See, motorcycles seem expensive until you realize they're really not. They're really not expensive, guys. Another way is layaway programs. I did layaway on 2 motorcycles that I've owned at a dealership, and I paid them both off for 3 months, and I took the keys and left. That's what worked for me at that time. See, it's okay with getting in where you fit in. I think when it comes to which one should you do, pay cash or finance, I probably would finance my ZX-10, and I'm gonna say why. I don't see the point in getting rid of this motorcycle since it's one of my dream bikes and I finally have one. I could easily buy one private party for $8,500, sell this, add $1,400 on top of that cash, and go meet somebody and buy a ZX-10, right? Gen 5, 2016 through 2020. Or, since I know I want to keep it long term, I could finance one at a dealership and pay what's called retail. And retail for that bike is around $10,000 to $12,000. Now, it's going to be a little bit more money, but I'll get one that probably has a warranty that the dealer would take care of. Dealer did all the maintenance, everything. I don't have to worry about. If I have a problem, I can bring it back. And if I finance it, because it's my dream bike and I know I'm not going to sell that motorcycle, I can finance it, because why pay up front for something that I know I could just keep long term? That's what's good about financing. If you're bad with money management, financing ain't going to be a good idea for you. Because you're going to miss payments, get repoed, then it'll affect all of your future situations as far as buying a house, buying a car when you really need it, all because you effed up on a motorcycle loan. These are things that people don't consider. Being behind on any loan sucks, but imagine being behind on a loan that's for a toy. That's going to really, really, really piss you off. A motorcycle payment, let's say it could be $200. If you miss that payment and you're late, next month you're going to owe $400, and all of a sudden You went from being able to comfortably afford $200 to having to pay $200 extra, and then you're gonna have another payment come right back around the month after. That's how easy it is to get behind on finance payments, guys. So another thing about buying an older bike, it's so easy to find small shit that you gotta fix. So even with all her quirks and any problems she has, this is my dream bike. This is it. And for those who don't know, full exhaust, flash, it's an absolute beast. It has been dropped before. It's in 2008, man. It's almost 20 years old. I mean, you expect it to have problems. That fender looks so janky.